Well, if not, here's a photo op. Well, they're really on. And since you have your cellular devices out, go ahead and open up your favorite social media app and post those pictures to it. I'm not trying to coax anything out of you guys. I want an honest answer to this question. By a round of applause, how many of y'all are at one of the best concerts you've ever attended? Then I think you should share that with your friends on social media, don't you?
Sounds like the truth to me.
As a matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet that every one of you knows at least a couple of folks who knew about this show and didn't come to it. And this is the perfect time to tell them how dumb they are. Now, I haven't been doing this all Christmas tour, but gather around, kids.
Yes!
It's story time with Tim.
I don't know why, but I'm kind of afraid right now.
No, it's all right. I'm just going to give them a recap of our last 36 hours. For those of them that don't follow us on social media, shame on you. But here it is. Well, we'll start out with a positive. This morning, we got to sing on Fox and Friends in front of just over 1 million people, so that's pretty darn cool. And that means this morning we woke up in New York City. That means we really love you guys since we're here right now.
And we didn't just
Love you too!
We woke up in New York City at 4 a.m. I think Rob woke up at like 2 a.m. now.
Oh my word.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 36 hours. So what we'll do is, that's kind of part of the silver lining of this story. So we'll start there, and we'll travel downhill. What we'll do is we'll just Tarantino this and go back to the beginning. You see, we got invited by Kenny Rogers to join him on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. That's what we thought. But we had a show in Nashville on Sunday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Sunday. We're supposed to have a day off on Monday, and then we have the show here today. So we thought, well, if this goes perfectly well, we'll catch the first flight out Monday morning. We'll get there in time for our 10 o'clock rehearsal, 10 a.m. It didn't go perfectly well. We got onto our first flight, which was on American Airlines. Feel free to tweet at them.
Home free didn't, but I did. I was very displeased. I'm still displeased. I'm gonna hold a grudge for a long time against American Airlines. Bless the city. Bless the mind.
And so we get onto the plane, and they say, "We think we put something together wrong on this plane."
Literally.
Something to that extent. I wish I were kidding.
The captain said, he said, well, it looks like someone switched the fuel vent, so we're gonna take a picture of it and see if it's okay.
So they take a picture of this fuel vent and they send it off to the powers that be, and of course the powers that be were like, no, you don't take a chance on something like that. You gotta be by the book, which requires draining all the fuel out of the airplane, taking the vent off or putting it back on, and so on. Everyone get off the plane. So we get off the plane.
It's 6:30 in the morning there.
And we check the next American flight, schedule that, delay. We start panicking.
Well, you kind of had here. We ran to the Delta desk.
It's all blurriness. I don't
No,
remember.
literally, we were on one side of the airport. We ran. It was like Home Alone, you know that scene where the family's just like freaking out to the airport? That's us. Rob's got a bum foot. I don't know if you can tell. It was really comical.
I'm on the phone with Delta saying, get us on the 7 a.m. flight. Get us on. Do whatever you got to do.
This really is Tarantino, because I don't remember what order this goes in, but this is how it happens. So it's a completely different terminal. And so we end up booking a separate Delta flight and a separate American Air flight. We booked 3 flights thinking this will cover our tail. There was only one other flight that was an option, and by the time the Delta or the American Air people sorted it out, we couldn't get on it. It was a Southwest flight. And so these are options. We have 3 options. We book all of them. We get to Delta. They're like, sorry, we're delayed.
Delta's flight was delayed as well.
Maintenance as well.
But
at least Delta didn't say, well, this is why it's messed up. They just said mechanical problems, and so I couldn't get mad at them. American Airlines was like, we switched a bit, I don't know, so don't tell me that. Don't.
I got mad at both of them, I don't care. So about that time, American, we get a notification, maybe we'll be able to leave after all. We run back to that terminal.
It's about 8:30 in the morning now.
Yeah, so we've already been there for like 3 hours at this point. We were up about 4, to do all this. We get there. Whoops, no, we were wrong. Can't go anywhere.
But the
Sorry.
Delta flight is boarding.
Now, the Delta flight is boarding. Not making this up. We literally ran back and forth between 2 terminals
And he didn't drive.
4 times.
Rob was
He didn't drive, he's complaining.
I mean, his face wasn't expressing his truth, but he was holding it inside verbally. So.
Eventually, both airlines just canceled flights.
Well, we got on the Delta flight.
That's right. We go back to go. We get on another plane. They're like, sorry, I'll get off. This is another plane on another airline. 2 different planes, 2 different airlines.
Because now LaGuardia is shut down due to fog.
And they tell us it could be up to 3 hours.
It's now 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's 9 a.m. We had a 10 o'clock rehearsal, so, every 30 minutes our manager's on the phone with the producers of the night show, just like pleading with them. And eventually they're like, well, I guess if you get here at like 2:30 at the absolute latest, maybe we can make that work. But that's already way off book, they film it like it's a live show, and the Roots want their rehearsal time. They were going to join in, and so eventually it's not looking good. Our only last resort is to charter a private flight.
Because they were like, if you show us a receipt from a private jet that you're actually coming here, then we'll do our best to hold it for you if you can get here by like 2:30.
So we
I'm kidding. Real big ouch.
spent way too much money that we don't have on a private flight. We don't get there on time anyway. That's how this story goes.
We land in New Jersey about 3 o'clock.
The best part is that we're getting ready to board this jet. We're like, well, we're actually waiting for the pilot to show up, and then we get the call that's like, oh, guys, it's not going to happen. We just can't get there on time. And so we're like, well, can we get out of this jet? And they're like, nope.
Yeah, we haven't gone anywhere yet, and we're actually not even boarding the jet yet. And we get the news that we're probably going to pull the plug. But so we're like, can we please have this ridiculous sum of money back? And they're like, no.
He's like, you got a flight to New York?
And so we're like, well,
signed this 30 minutes ago. Come on, please.
All right, well, let's go watch the Tonight Show. So we go. And like I said, part of the silver lining was that then Fox and Friends called us and said, well, if you guys are going to be in town, we'd love to have you on. So give it up for Fox and Friends. And so we get there, and we get there in plenty of time, really. I mean, they have a lot of stuff going on, but so we we basically just missed the rehearsal time, so they don't feel confident enough in making it happen. But we get to watch the Tonight Show getting filmed, and it's super cool. And then the other silver lining is that Kenny invites us into his dressing room, and because he's just a cool guy, and we end up hanging out with him for just several hours, and he's telling us stories, and it was so cool. And then there's a knock on the door, and his tour manager says, "Kenny, I hate to bug you, but Channing Tatum really wants to meet you."
Yeah,
All the girls in the audience just go,
hey ladies, I just want you to know, he leans down to me and he goes, "Hey man, Chan." He called himself Chan to me. I know that his friends call him Chan.
So he was like, "Oss."
Because it wasn't to be cool, I just couldn't keep talking.
Listen, I understand how you ladies feel. He is pretty.
Yeah, and he's the coolest, nicest, most genuine dude I've ever met, and I immediately thought, this must have been what Sean Connery was like 30 years ago. Because that dude is cool, man.
And so, the Fox and Friend thing was cool, but the coolest part of the whole trip may have been watching Channing Tatum fanboy over Kenny Rogers. It was really cool, and then we got a picture with him and everything. So, you know, it ended up working out, and hopefully one day we'll be able to get back onto the Tonight Show.
Yeah!
Probably wouldn't hurt if you guys sent some messages to the Tonight Show and said we should have our boys on.
Guys, he's just being serious.
But, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, this is exactly what we needed. You guys have been the best crowd of the tour so far, so thank you so much. And now we're going to take you back to the sing-off with us.